This week, the second season of War Thunder's Battle Pass dropped. The first major reward is the T55E1, a premium American vehicle. This sits in the 14th tier of awards, and requires you to purchase the Battle Pass to receive the tank. For the cost of 2,000 Golden Eagles, is this American wheelie boy a worthy reward? Alright lads, today I'm going to be talking about the performance, weapons and playstyle of the T55E1. Starting as always with the basics, this vehicle is a rank 3 battle rating 4.7 tank destroyer located in the American tech tree. Being a rank 3 premium, it will be effective at researching all of the vehicles between the ranks of 1 and 4, allowing you to grind all the way up to the late World War II American vehicles. To unlock this tank, you will have to grind up to the 14th rank of the ongoing Battle Pass season, as well as investing 2,000 Golden Eagles. Alternatively, you can pay 2,500 Golden Eagles to skip the grind entirely, allowing you to get immediate access to the tank. Whichever way you choose to obtain the vehicle, you will still have a crew train cost of 10,000 Silver Lions. To purchase the Expert and Ace qualifications for the tank, it will cost you 240,000 Silver Lions and 550 Golden Eagles respectively. The tank also has a very low repair cost of 790 Silver Lions, making it incredibly economically friendly to play this tank. Going on to the rewards, the T55 has a base modifier of 1.54, so you can expect a 308% modifier with a free-to-play account and 462% with a premium account. You also have a base Silver Line modifier of 1.3, slightly below the average premium base modifier. In game, this gives you a base Silver Line modifier of 260% with a free-to-play account and 390% with a premium account. In terms of customization, there are several camouflages available for purchase for Golden Eagles, as well as a single camouflage unlocked by reaching the 16th tier of the Battle Pass. In terms of lineups, the United States doesn't really offer many competitive vehicles in the 4.7 battle rating lineup, but it can be taken out alongside the T14, M6A1 and the M4A2 Sherman. In this video we're going to cover the mobility, armour and firepower of the vehicle, before finishing with a conclusion. If you do enjoy these sorts of reviews, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. Starting as always with the engine and performance, and the T55E1 is powered by an engine producing 296 horsepower. Combined with the vehicle's weight of 13.7 tonnes, it gives the tank a power to weight ratio of 21.6 horsepower per tonne. This is incredibly high for a battle rating 4.7 vehicle, and it gives you an insane level of acceleration and torque, the latter of which is surprising for a wheeled vehicle, and the T55E1 can climb hills that most other wheeled vehicles cannot. This significantly improves your ability to be sneaky in the vehicle. This acceleration is made better by the fact that T55 has a great top speed of 80 km per hour, and a very respectable 53 km per hour top speed in reverse. This makes you highly mobile in either direction, and the speed combined with the rapid acceleration makes this tank highly responsive, and frankly, a dream to drive. One slight downside of the vehicle is its rather antiquated steering system. Only 4 of the 8 wheels are steerable, giving the vehicle a very large turning circle. This essentially means the tank is very fast, but has poor slow speed manoeuvrability. It is unable to rapidly reposition, and this is a big drawback, as the vehicle lacks a turret. Whereas most tank destroyers can turn on their tracks to reposition their gun, this vehicle has to Austin powers itself back and forth to train the gun. This isn't much of an issue when you're holding a long sight line, but can lead to your death in close quarters scenarios. Overall, the mobility of the T55E1 is exceptional for the battle rating. It has so much sheer power that it can climb hills that most other tanks can't, as well as having a very high top speed. Although the slow speed manoeuvrability isn't the best due to the steering system, it is still good enough to give you a tactical mobility advantage over other contemporary vehicles. Moving on to the armour and survivability, and the first thing to mention is the fact that this tank has a crew of 4 men, but unusually, the crew are located all on the same level, and have their heads sticking out the top of the vehicle. Not that this matters much, as their bodies are only protected by 1/4 of an inch of steel. A lousy 6mm of armour plate isn't going to stop a BB gun, never mind a Soviet APBC round. This is somewhat of a benefit though, as the larger APC-BC rounds will usually pass right through the armour without detonating, as a thin armour fails to fuse the warhead. This gives you a false sense of survivability, as it takes enemies a few shots more to kill you, but you still end up dying, it just takes longer. There isn't really much armour to speak of as I've covered, as a tank is essentially just a box on wheels. It's barely even a proper chassis. The main drivetrain uses motorcycle chains for God's sake, so don't be expecting to survive against even rank 1 vehicles. Regardless, we'll still cover the armour performance itself. To test this, we'll be using the BR271K round fired by the T3457. This may well be the quickest armour review I've ever done. Starting as always with the low frontal plate, at least I guess that's what you'd call it, and in this square area has a decent 80mm of armour protection, probably the most well armoured part of the tank. But if we move upwards towards the gun shield, the protection drops off insanely quickly, down to between 4 and 10mm of armour, not enough to stop rifle caliber rounds. If we turn the camera to the side of the vehicle, and you guessed it, more single digit levels of armour protection, and the rear of the hull is exactly the same. Overall, the armour of this vehicle was never going to be amazing. It's basically an 8-wheeled chassis with a gun bolted to it. It looks like it was built in a military version of the Scrap Heap Challenge, not the US Army. Although the lack of armour does lead to your critical components being easily damaged, the thin armour plate prevents enemy ammunition from fusing, turning incoming rounds into basically solid shot, doing far less damage if they had exploded. No armour, best armour. So taking a look at the weapons and ammunition, and the T55E1 is armed with a 76mm M7 cannon, a gun similar to that found on the 76mm armed Shermans. The first Sherman to get the 76mm is at battle rating 5.0, whereas this vehicle is battle rating 4.7. This gives you immense power, as you will have seen if you watched my T55E1 preview livestream. It easily clubs battle rating 3.7 Soviet tanks, but it comes with a catch. The gun is mounted with limited horizontal traverse, similar to a German casemate tank destroyer such as the Stug. Apart from the horizontal traverse, the tank has very good vertical guidance characteristics, with 15 degrees of gun elevation and a fantastic 10 degrees of gun depression. This, along with your low profile, allows you to effectively use ridgelines. You can also carry 42 rounds in total, and you don't have any first stage ammunition. In most tanks, taking less ammunition will improve your survivability, but due to your lack of armour, feel free to bring as much ammunition as you'd like. So taking a look at the reloading to go under the loader section, and you can see that we have a base reload speed of 6.5 seconds, which decreases down to 5 seconds with an ace crew. This is actually very good for the battle rating, with the other 76mm armed Shermans only having a top reload speed of 5.9 seconds. Moving on to the targeting speed under the gunner section, and we can see that you have a base turret rotation speed of 5.6 degrees per second, which rises to 8 degrees per second with an ace crew. This is incredibly slow, and combined with the poor horizontal range of motion of the gun, it makes you pretty bad at tracking targets. Next we move to the modifications, and I want to point out that this tank does not get access to any sort of range finding equipment, meaning you will have to rely on your crew's estimation. But you do have a pretty nice field of view in the gunner sight, as well as a base 1.8x zoom and an optional 3.5x zoom. This does give you rather underwhelming levels of zoom in the gunner sight, but it is still workable. Moving on to the ammunition, and we have 3 available, 2 stock and 1 unlockable. Your first round is probably your only useful round. This is of course the good old American M62 shell. It travels at a muzzle velocity of 792 meters per second and can penetrate 149mm of flat armour. And against armour angled at 60 degrees, it can still penetrate 51mm of armour. It also has a bursting charge of 63 grams of TNT, giving it good penetration and post-pen damage, making it one of the best rounds available at battle rating 4.7. Your other stock shell is the M42A1 round. This is a high explosive shell and travels at a muzzle velocity of 800 meters per second. Due to using explosive forces to damage, it can penetrate 7mm of armour no matter the angling. And your final round is the M79 shot. This is a solid steel round and contains no explosive filler. There is no real reason to use this ammunition. It travels slower than your M62 round, penetrates less flat armour at only 134mm, and even against armour angled at 60 degrees, it only matches the M62 with 51mm of penetration. This round is much worse at range compared to the M62, due to the latter being an APC-BC round, whereas the M79 is purely armour piercing, lacking the cap's better penetration and the ballistic cap's better aerodynamics. Apart from the main cannon, the T55E1 has no other weaponry, meaning that when you're reloading, you have no means of defending yourself. So if your gunner is knocked out or a plane is strafing you, you're pretty much up shit creek. Overall, the 76mm cannon on this tank gives it one of the best guns for its battle ratings, by far outshining the other 75mm gun found on the earlier Shermans. It can easily penetrate KV-1s and T-34s, but it will struggle when up-tiered facing the German kitty cats. It has a decent main round with excellent optics, as well as the high placement of the gun and the gun depression. It makes the T55E1 a hold-down monster. To conclude, the T55E1 is an excellent premium vehicle. It's fast, sneaky and has a powerful gun. While it is limited by its gun traverse rate and the lack of armour, the tank is surprisingly effective on War Thunder's battlefields. For the buy-in price of 2,000 Golden Eagles, this vehicle is well worth the money in my opinion. I'd consider this as a good purchase at a standalone cost of 2,000 golden eagles, so the fact you get access to all of the other battle pass rewards make this tank great value for money. If the tank is up-tiered in the future, then I think it will still be competitive. The main gun is a bit too powerful to be facing 3.7 tanks in my opinion, so a battle rating increase is probably in the cards. The tank is very good for a battle rating 4.7 vehicle, but due to it just being released, it isn't likely to see a battle rating increase for at least a few months. Gaijin wants to make their money after all, so if you are interested in this tank, I'd get this vehicle sooner rather than later. It's fast, powerful, and if you've watched some of my recent streams, incredibly fun to use. Alright lads, thank you very much for watching this video. What do you guys think about this vehicle? If you have any questions or suggestions to improve the channel, please feel free to leave a comment below. I now have community memberships enabled on my channel. If you'd like a badge on your name during live streams, as well as access to content early, then consider becoming a member. I'd like to mention that I also have a Twitter account, and can be found at the handle SAKO Sniper. I also have a second channel, where I upload live commentary and other non-War Thunder related content. So if you like more laid back videos, my second channel may be more your thing. If you do enjoy these review videos, then please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. More importantly lads, I hope you have a great day, and thank you very much for watching.